Apophenia is the human tendency to perceive meaningful patterns, connections, or intentions in random or unrelated data. It is not simply imagination, it is a systematic feature of how the human brain works. The term was introduced by the German psychiatrist Klaus Conrad in the 1950s while studying early stages of schizophrenia, but today it is understood as a normal cognitive tendency present in all humans. In everyday life, apophenia explains why we see shapes in clouds, find signs in coincidences, believe events are connected when they are not. Why humans fall for apophenia. Apophenia exists because the human brain is fundamentally a pattern detection machine. From an evolutionary perspective, detecting false patterns was usually less costly than missing real threats. Seeing a predator that isn't there is safer than failing to see one that is. As a result, evolution favored hyperactive pattern recognition. This tendency is amplified by emotional salience, fear, hope, anxiety, uncertainty, lack of clear explanations, cognitive load when we rely on fast thinking. Apophenia is an umbrella phenomenon that includes pareidolia, seeing faces or objects in random stimuli, clouds, rocks, toast, conspiracy thinking, assuming hidden coordination behind random events, illusory correlation, believing two things are related when they are not. All are expressions of the same underlying mechanism, meaning imposed on randomness. Everyday examples of apophenia. Coincidences that feel too perfect. You think about an old friend and they text you minutes later. It feels meaningful, almost meant to happen. In reality, you think about many people every day. You only remember the rare coincidences that align. The brain highlights hits and ignores misses, creating the illusion of significance. Gambling and hot streaks. A gambler believes a roulette table is hot or due for a loss after several wins, but each spin is independent. Apophenia creates the illusion of momentum and randomness, leading to poor decisions. Stock market patterns. Investors see shapes like head and shoulders or breakouts everywhere, even in noisy data. Some patterns exist, but many are statistical mirages. The danger is overfitting meaning to randomness. Curious and surprising examples. Faces everywhere. Pareidolia. Humans are so sensitive to faces that we see them in electrical outlets, car fronts, the surface of Mars. This is why the famous Face on Mars photo convinced many people of alien structures, until higher resolution images revealed it was just a hill and shadows. Religious and supernatural signs. People often interpret natural disasters, unusual weather, random events as messages, punishments, or signs. Apophenia thrives where meaning is emotionally important and evidence is ambiguous. Historical examples of apophenia. The Face on Mars, 1976, NASA's Viking 1 spacecraft photographed a rock formation on Mars that looked like a human face. Many believed it was evidence of ancient civilizations. Later images showed it was a normal geological formation, but apophenia had already done its work. Witch hunts in Europe. In the Middle Ages, unrelated misfortunes, failed crops, illness, storms, were linked together and blamed on witches. Random events were woven into coherent but false narratives, with devastating consequences. Financial crashes and hidden hands. After major crises, people often claim someone must have planned this. Complex systems produce unexpected outcomes, but apophenia pushes us to prefer intentional explanations over randomness. Why apophenia is dangerous. While pattern detection is useful, apophenia can lead to conspiracy thinking, pseudoscience, financial losses, polarization and radicalization, resistance to evidence. It replaces probabilistic thinking with storytelling. How to reduce apophenia. Not eliminate it. You can't turn it off, but you can manage it. Ask about base rates. How often would this happen by chance? Look for disconfirming evidence. What would prove this pattern wrong? Separate emotion from inference, feeling meaningful, being meaningful. Zoom out. Single cases are weak evidence. Apophenia is not a flaw, it is the cost of having a meaning-making brain. But when unchecked, it leads us to see order where there is none, intention where there is randomness, and certainty where humility is required. Understanding apophenia helps us think more critically, resist false narratives, and accept uncertainty without inventing explanations. As modern cognitive science shows, not every pattern is real, and not every coincidence means something.